Hi, brothers and sisters. Now, that was my idea of a long campaign. It wasn't as long as our opponents said. They said we did a 10-year campaign. No, we'd almost want to claim credit for a 10-year campaign, but we didn't. Now, it's true that more than 20 years ago, we did try to get members of the MaBSTOA and Transit Authority unionized, but only Transit took our word for it and joined. First time we came back to seriously try to help you out again was 2014, which would make this a 3-year campaign. That's long enough, but in truth we were distracted along the way. We had 2 other collective bargaining elections pop up and we had to win each of those. We won each of those. We also had to help our brothers and sisters in the Board of Education, where we helped another 600 education analysts become members of the UFT. So we have been busy. But during that period, we never stopped our campaign over at MaBSTOA. We had you sign our cards, and then you signed our cards again, and then God bless you, you signed our cards again. And finally, we had more than enough cards, more times than you could imagine, and even MaBSTOA had to agree we had more than enough cards. And so now there's an election, and now you can vote. Why did we do it? Why did we go to all this trouble? Really, it's the same reason why we formed a union in the first place. We know we're better off with the union. We know that analysts who were left out of unions a long time ago didn't do as well without unions as they could do with unions. Very far back, and the first contract we ever had was in 1989, and at that point we won a victory which was worth 0.7%. It was the first victory. We got that much more than we would have gotten if we weren't a union. And that became the actual number for our dues. So if you ask how much it cost to belong to our union, it cost 0.7%, which was the amount that we got extra that first time. Now since then we've gotten a lot more than that. As you're well aware, the brothers and sisters in the Transit Authority make more than you. They do the same job as you. They often sit right next to you, desk to desk, and do the exact same work, but on average they make more than you because they're in the union. There's a lot of reasons why you should be voting for OSA. The first one is more money. That's the most obvious. It's not the best reason. It's a good reason, but it's not the best reason. The best reason is fairness on the job. Because of the grievance process, we have increased fairness on the job for our members. We also, because of our due process rights, have increased security, job security on the job, because we have an excellent group of people here who can defend you if somebody is unfairly going after you. Now, it's all true if in fact you yourself aren't doing a very good job or deliberately have walked away from the job and not coming on time, we can lose those. But if you're not doing anything wrong and somebody comes to get rid of you, once there's a union, that's just not going to happen. We will win those cases. We always do. The only real downside, in fact, to the union, since you get more money and you get more fairness and you also have more job security, the only downside is the dues. And as I pointed out, our dues are 0.7%, which we find to be adequate, but I would hope you would find to be reasonable. We've been fighting for our members now for a total of, well, really 40 or 50 years if you count the years before we became a union. That far back, people were aware of the fact that you were better off with a union. And from all those years ago until the present, we have continued our efforts to try to get really just fairness is all we're asking for. And this upcoming vote that you'll be getting in your ballot in your hand right away, we're going to be asking you to vote for OSA to be your union. Why us? Why not our opponent? They're a good union. We're nothing against them. But the truth is we are much more aligned in your interests, much more sensitive to your interests, and we've proven over a great many years that we'll never stop caring about you. You are ours and we are yours, and we hope you will vote for us so that we can all be in the same union together. Thanks.